A couple of things, Mr. Zawalski. First of all, the tearful, emotional plea, it is completely lost on me. I think you are a professional liar, and I think that that's the way that you make your way in the world. So this is the case of the State of Ohio versus Samuel Zawalski, case numbers CR 40824 and 24 CR 42225. Present before the court is Mr. Zawalski, right? Presented by Mr. Kilburn. We have both Mr. Harris and Ms. Trelevin on the prosecution of this. And we have Officer West from probation. We are here today for a final violation hearing. It's my understanding that Mr. Zawalski is going to enter an admission to that he violated the terms of his supervision by engaging in gambling, which was against one of his special rules, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Zawalski, do you understand the rights you're giving up by admitting to this violation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is this what you want to do?
Yes.
Do you admit or do you deny that you violated the terms of your supervision?
I admit it.
Based upon your admission, I find you have violated the terms of community control. Mr. Harris, anything from the state on the misdemeanor case?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Trelevin, anything from the state on the felony case?
Judge, just briefly, we would defer to Officer West in this case in terms of sentencing, but there was a victim in the case that did say that receiving restitution was more important to him than jail time in this case.
That was Mr. Ward, right?
Yes, that's correct, Judge.
All right, Officer West, where are we at on probation on this?
We do not find that he's amenable to community control at this time. He has been paying the restitution and paying more than he was initially ordered to, but the issue is that he continues to also violate the terms of his probation, so we're not finding him amenable.
Mr. Kilburn?
Thank you, Judge. He's 35 years old. He's been working for about a year since his recent incarceration for ServPro. Near, I think it's Greenville, Ohio. Does demolition work for remediation, for flood damage, mold, things of that nature, residential. Judge, I do have verification that he was living at a hotel in Springboro and paying for a hotel in Springboro during the dates in question on the violation. I know that he has not admitted to that, and we're not necessarily moving forward on that, but I want the court to be aware that he did pay for and has check-in and check-out times during those dates of June 29th, June 29th, July 28th, and July 29th of this year. Judge, he has a 3-year-old daughter. She was just diagnosed with autism. She is going to need extra help and resources as they navigate through this new challenge. Him and his wife. And Judge, he tells me that he can make the restitution in full. He can pay it no later than mid to in January of 2026. Is that correct?
Yes, sure.
In full.
Yes.
And he understands that he owes a total of $25,076.36. Judge, we would ask the court fashion a sentence that would enable him to work and continue working to get that paid. Obviously, one of the victims associated with this matter has expressed their interest in getting paid, and that's of chief importance to them. We would ask the court, again, craft a sentence to give him that ability. He tells me, again, he promises he will pay this no later than the end of January of 26. We'd ask the court, if it is inclined to impose any additional incarceration, to stay the sentence imposed, and if it's not paid by a date certain, sometime at the end of January, then it would move forward in imposing that sentence. In the interim, he would obviously be amenable to an ankle monitor with a curfew or house arrest, whatever it takes, as long as he has the ability to work, of course. But we think that that would be a reasonable way to move forward in terms of ensuring that he's held accountable for paying what he needs to pay, and that obviously that the victim gets paid.
What do we have an estimate on what the restitution owed is?
It's $25,076.
Remaining? So 25,76 remaining, and what's our jail days?
60.
What do you want to tell me, Mr. Zwowski?
I know I messed up with gambling. I really was trying to make as much as I could to pay everyone back, and it did help to offset things. My daughter does have special needs, and it's not cheap. I pay $180 every 2 weeks, every week for her education and her schooling, and I don't want to be homeless anymore, and I just wanted this done. I wanted to get everyone paid off and move on, and I understand I made mistakes, and I shouldn't have lied about where I was at. When I got out of here, I didn't know who to trust. I didn't know what was going on. I felt trapped. My main focus has been paying everyone off. I messed up. I own that. I had money coming in. I have money. I can get this paid off by the end of January. I don't want to go to prison. I just want this to be done. I want to pay everyone off. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to disrespect you.
So a couple of things, Mr. Zawalski. First of all, the tearful, emotional plea, it is completely lost on me. I think you are a professional liar, and I think that that's the way that you make your way in the world. So I don't really believe anything that you have to say in that regard. And again, I think that this little display is sort of part and parcel to all of that. I honestly don't know what to do with you, though, Mr. Zawalski, because I can't supervise you, because you do what you want to do, and maybe I might accept, I'm out there doing the online gambling, but I'm making money and paying restitution with it. Officer West tells me that you're losing money in your online gambling efforts, which leads me to believe that that is a negative drain on what we are trying to get done here. And also, I mean, if I accept what Mr. Kilburn says, that you're going to pay this $25,000 in 2 months, how are you going to assure me that you're not going to steal that from somebody else? Where are you going to get that money from?
I have a settlement coming in for workman's comp. It's supposed to be signed by the end of November. I've sent Ms. West proof of that.
Do we have anything?
I've never received any proof of that.
I emailed her proof. I can provide you, Alicia can provide you everything. Your Honor, I've never ran from the court. I've always turned myself in. I've made mistakes, and I own that, but I've never ran from the court. I'm accountable for what I've done, and I know that if I don't pay by the end of January, it's going to be a bad time for me, Your Honor. I just want this done. I want to get everyone paid back and move on with my life. I am scared to death. You know my involvement with HS. Since I've been incarcerated, I tipped off a huge trafficking ring in the jail. Drug
Yeah,
trafficking.
Mr. Zosky played that card once already.
Your Honor, it's the truth.
I'm not saying that it's not the truth. I'm not saying it's not the truth that you saved one of my corrections officers from a trip to the emergency room to the point where the sheriff went personally to address you about your behavior, that you just jumped in without,
It's the truth, Your Honor.
and I believe that to be the truth also. But here's where I'm at, Mr. Zawalski. The bottom line, cut through all of this nonsense with you, is that in the state of Ohio, we give the victims the constitutional right to be heard. That means that they don't have to fight to be heard. They have the constitutional right to come in here and tell me what it is that they want to tell me. And it doesn't make sense for the state of Ohio to give victims the constitutional right to be heard and for me not to listen to them. That's not fair to Mr. Ward, to a lesser extent to Mr. Gampa, to listen to what they have to say. So what the victim says in this case today, maybe not in a different case, maybe not in a different day with you, but at least today is going to be enough to carry the day to keep you out of prison. I do find that you have violated the terms of your supervision, and I am going to defer sentencing on this until the first week of February. So let's get this set in the second week of February. Did we have him on a monitor before or not?
We did previously, but with his current living situation, he would remain in custody because he doesn't have permanent residence.
All right. I'm going to give you credit for the 60 days that you have already done. I'm going to release you from jail. Let's go 61 days of jail, credit for 60, because I don't want to just turn you out today. We'll give you at least another day to make arrangements and get some plans together. And it's not fair that I punish Officer West for this, but I'm going to anyway. You are to report to her weekly, whatever kind of reporting she thinks is necessary. If she thinks that it's sufficient that you guys check in over the phone, then I'm okay with that. If she wants to see you, then you need to be here to see her. You haven't always had the nicest things to say about Officer West in the past, Mr. Zawalski, but you need to figure out a way to get along with her, because my position on that is, if you can't get along with Officer West, there is not a probation officer that I have in my employ that you can get along with. So you either figure out a way to work with her, or yeah, it's not going to go well. I'm going to continue all of the orders that we have in full force and effect, and see if this is paid by the first week of February or not. I'm not going to make any other findings at this time. I'm just going to defer disposition completely on that, other than that you have violated the terms of your supervision. So we'll set it. I'm going to release you, but you're on supervision between now and then, with the added condition that you are to report. Whatever you think, Officer West, in terms of, I want to make sure that that's happening. Where are we at for a December or a November and a December payment? Has there been a November payment?
There is not.
Okay, so we need a November payment, which is $540, and we need a December payment, which is also $540. We need a January payment, and then hopefully it'll be paid in full by the time we come back in February. I don't care who else you owe money to, Mr. Zawalski. I only care about Mr. Ward and Mr. Gompa.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, anything else from the state? Mr. Harris?
No, Your Honor. Thank
Mr.
you.
Levin?
No, Judge, thank you.
Officer West, anything I forgot?
Nothing further.
I have a terrible feeling about this, Mr. Zawalski, but we're going to try it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, that's all.
Thank you, Judge.
Sam Zawalski. It's a name WLWT first heard 2 years ago when homeowners across Greater Cincinnati began sharing stories accusing the contractor or his company, Quality Contractors One, of swindling them out of thousands of dollars. Homeowners said they paid for work and it wasn't getting done. According to our interviews and complaints filed with the Better Business Bureau, Zawalski's excuses ranged from owner has kidney cancer with removal, winter weather, all work crews get COVID, owner's house burns down. In the last 4 years, 10 people filed complaints with the Attorney General's office for misrepresentation, poor service, shoddy work, failure to deliver, or incomplete services. The AG's investigation led to Zawalski being indicted on 6 counts of grand theft. He ended up pleading and being convicted of 2 counts of theft. Today was sentencing day.
This is the case of the state of Ohio versus Samuel Zawalski case.
Due to Zawalski's claim that he does work for the government, Judge Don Oda allowed him to appear via Zoom without showing his face.
I did give my life to Christ a year ago, a year and a half ago, and so I think this is part of my journey, my testimony. I'm not the same person I used to be. My goal is to get everyone reimbursed in full.
Zawalski says he is going to right his wrongs.
I was in a bad spot. I was in a bad time in my life. I was lost. I was on drugs. I made bad decisions.
And Zawowski was sentenced to 5 years community control. He also has to repay the 2 victims a total of $42,000. Judge Don Oda says he's going to review the case in about 3 months to make sure progress is being made.